So, apparently TIFF, which is the Toronto International Film Festival, is not canceled. That's intriguing. Let's talk about it. Everybody, how's it going? It is Monday, June 29th, 2020. Living in this crazy world that is just nuts out there. Hopefully everybody's keeping safe. This is Fandom Empire, and I'm your host, Shawn, coming to you from just outside Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And we're here in this video to talk about Halloween Kills, what the plan was, at least according to our sources, and what the plan might be now. Because last week, the Toronto International Film Festival announced that they're going to go forward, which is definitely an intriguing development. Is it good news? Maybe not, but it's not bad news. And considering there's been just a whole lot of bad news in terms of this movie possibly being released, why not, have a little hope? We all need a little hope in our lives. Anyways, as I said, this is Fandom Empire. I'm your host, Shawn. Thanks for taking just a couple minutes out of your Monday to sit down and do this quick little video with us. Right off the bat, guys, really easy one. Multiple choice question of the day. Do you think Halloween Kills is going to be released at any point in any way during the year 2020? Will Halloween Kills, doesn't matter if it's VOD, theaters, both, carrier pigeon, you name it, is Halloween Kills going to come out to the public in the year 2020? Comment down in the comment section below. It's not what you want it to be. It's what your gut is telling you it's going to be. So let us know what you think. If you're a betting man or woman, let us know in the comment section down below. Do you think Halloween Kills is coming out this year? All right, guys, let's address the topic at hand here. I saw Dave McRae address this last week on his video. It, to be honest, just completely went over my head. Didn't even see it. Last week was a crazy week for us, and I was able to catch up on the info. Dave gave me firsthand in a message, and then I went and explored it. And that is the Toronto International Film Festival, which happens yearly here in, obviously, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, is huge. Huge. Typically hundreds of films get to go to this thing. There's only 50 that are going to go to this thing this year. Now, whether, let's just say, for example, Halloween Kills is one of those movies. I don't think technically it gets counted in with those 50 because it wouldn't be your typical Toronto International Film Festival film. It'd be a Midnight Madness film. And much like Halloween 2018 was. A lot of people just assume Halloween 2018 was just a part of Toronto International Film Festival. And, well, it was. It was only there for Midnight Madness. There was no other time to see the movie. It wasn't in the typical TIFF lineup. And I'm guessing it would have been the same for Halloween Kills, according to our sources anyway. And I think a lot of this is pretty public knowledge at this point. Halloween Kills was supposed to debut, much like Halloween 2018 did, at the Toronto International Film Festival. Pardon me. Ugh. And that would have been awesome. I would have been there. I'm sure Dave would have been there. I'm sure a bunch of you that I know firsthand, some of you guys that have messaged me privately that went to the TIFF Halloween 2018 premiere and lived down in the States and just drove hours and hours and hours to get here. That's crazy. That's commitment. That's loyalty. That is being a diehard fan, and I commend you for that. So at least as far as we know, it was supposed to debut there again this year. If you have something, don't fix what's not broken, basically. And we now know TIFF is going to continue in some format. It's not just going to be all digital. There's actually going to be physical events that you can attend and buy tickets for with social distancing parameters. So I used to have a contact at TIFF. I'm just going to be completely transparent here. And they no longer work there. So I got in touch with this person, and basically they got me in touch with someone else, and I asked them is there going to be a Midnight Madness event this year? That's where you start. Is Halloween Kills going to be? You don't start that because we don't even know if the movie's coming out. They wouldn't know. They'd have no idea. Is Midnight Madness going to happen? Because that would be the only place Halloween Kills would play. And basically, I was told, we don't know yet. We're hoping that Midnight Madness will happen, but it's not going to be your typical Midnight Madness. There's not going to be a massive rush line with what's going on. All the tickets are going to be bought up ahead of time. You won't be able to stand in a 600-person lineup, which was the case for Halloween 2018, and hope to get in. You'll have to order them ahead of time. If you don't get them from the actual, TIFF Spotlight box office, then you're going to be on the secondary market, and you're going to pay $200, $300, $400 to go see this film. That's just the way it works. So they said they don't know, basically. They're hoping to, but they don't know. And then I sort of pried, do you know if there's any chance that Halloween Kills is going to be one of the films? And all they said is, I can't comment on anything like that. Does that mean this person knows? No. Might they have an idea if it was already scheduled? Possibly. So just because TIFF is still happening doesn't necessarily mean the Midnight Madness event's happening. Although I hope it is, because, that's fun regardless of what's playing there. But it's some hope, guys. If they decide, this thing, I think it starts September 10th this year. So if they decide, the end of July, that they're going to go forward with Halloween Kills, which, by the way, I don't think they're going to decide by then, even if a trailer shows at this Comic-Con panel or a digital convention. I don't think they're going to know by then. I think Tenet's the guinea pig. It's now mid-August. That said, it is some hope that Halloween Kills could still be at TIFF. Would I bet on it? No. I'd bet completely against it. But people have been asking for just a glimmer of hope, so this is a glimmer of hope. I mean, the two don't necessarily go hand in hand. And everybody, I've gotten messages from people, and, this is by no means are we upset by this, but it's like, do you have any good news? Do you have any good news? It's like, look around you guys. The reality of the situation is there's not a whole lot of good news out there. Numbers in Canada are really low, and that's great for us up here. But numbers in a lot of places in the States are not. California is getting nailed. Texas is getting nailed. Florida is getting nailed. New York is getting nailed. And, 4 massive markets like that, guys, without theaters being open, you don't need to worry if Halloween Kills is going to come out. None of these big movies will come out. That's just the way it is. And the fact that, some of these places they've been saying might have to start from square one, if that's the case, it's pretty much a done deal. Let's hope that's not the case. This video was to sell some hope, but if you look at the reality of the situation, guys, it's not good. It's not good at all. And when we said that the Halloween Kills marketing campaign was right around the corner, we knew, July was basically what they were hoping for. But we also stated to you guys, if something bad happens with the pandemic, all bets are off. And that's exactly what's happened. So I'm trying to remain hopeful. I know Halloween Movies just had their official website updated, and they updated the movie to be still listed as October 2020, and it could still come out in October 2020. We had Jimmy on the other day, and I mentioned if they back up the release 2 weeks to October 30th, it makes up for the 2 weeks that Tenet was just backed up. Do I think Tenet's going to stick to that release date? That's the middle of August. It's a month and a half away. It could. It very well could, but I would not bet on it. 50-50 at best. So whether we see this movie this year or not, it remains to be seen, guys. It really does. Just hope for the best. You can look at, numbers and look at what Tenet's doing and look at what Mulan's doing and really get an idea where they're going to go with this movie. Anybody that's still preaching the whole, they can just go exclusively to VOD. There's not no chance that happens, but it's extremely unlikely. Extremely unlikely. That's just, the situation. Anyways, guys, that's where we're at now. TIFF is happening. Midnight Madness might happen, and maybe Halloween Kills will be at Midnight Madness. But if Halloween Kills isn't releasing this year, it's not going to be at Midnight Madness. That's just the truth of it. So comment down in the comment section below. How you guys handling this situation? Obviously, it's stressful. We all want something positive, whether it's going out and playing softball with a couple of buddies or, taking your significant other out for dinner or, we all want some sort of normalness back in our lives, but we also got to be sure not to risk the progress that's already been made. And, I want the movie as much as you guys do. I don't want to wait another year. It doesn't matter if, we know everything that happens in the movie here or not. That's not the point. That's irrelevant. I want to see this movie this year. And right now, I'm basically 50-50 at best. If I was being really optimistic, I'd say 51-49, and that's come down from 70-30 big time. But here's hoping for some good news. Patience is key, guys. You're just going to have to be patient. I will say this, like we talked about with Jimmy on Friday, don't sleep on a poster and or teaser still coming out this year sometime, especially the poster. I think we might see something soon with that. Soon being soonish. That doesn't mean it's coming tomorrow or next week. Sometime in the near future. Anyways, guys, this is what's next for us this week. We have a Karen Strode video coming out that I think you guys are really going to like. There's a couple of juicy details in there and some stuff that you might not expect. We have a Sheriff Bracket coming out, video coming out this week, and then we have Fandom Empire Live Episode 2 this Friday. Still making plans for what that's going to be, but we'll take your questions as always. That is going to do it for this little video, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in and listening to what we have to say. Also, don't forget, sign up for our Patreon if you want more exclusive content. If you want in on that Lampkin Lane AMA Patreon show, you need to pick the Lampkin Lane tier. Big thank you to everyone who's done that so far. If you just want to join what we're doing for free over on Facebook, we have the Fandom Empire Den group. Type in the Fandom Empire Den, send a join request. And on Twitter, you can check us out at FandomEmpireNow. Instagram's Fandom Empire Now and the Camp Haddonfield podcast. Apologies on that, by the way, guys. That podcast just was released late last night. Things just got really hectic and sort of out of hand. Big thank you to all of our Patreons: Joey, Toronto Friday, Joseph, Nick, Frank, Timothy, Ken, Matt, Brianna, Kenny, Gary, Paul, Spooky Guy, Left Hand Lewis, Jim, Aaron, Reno, Brian, Chad, Greg, Matt, Marcus, Mitchell, and Ryan. Big thank you to all you guys. Again, guys, we just got to do our best to stay positive here, be patient, and see what comes next. But the fact that TIFF is still happening, an event that big, in a country that has taken this extremely serious, we still can't meet up with more than 10 people up here, I think is at least some hope. It might sell some hope. That doesn't mean bet your house on it, but it's some hope. And even I still believe there's at least just as good of a chance of seeing Halloween Kills this year as there isn't. And that's something. All right, guys, that guy back there, the boogeyman, he's coming. Take it easy. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you appreciate the content we're doing here. It helps. Subscribers do help. Helps us get the word out on what we're doing here. Anyways, guys, ciao.